Hello, everybody. This is CB with your Business Reality, and happy Monday. We're another week here with incredible people and incredible interviews about different businesses and organizations. So definitely don't miss out. And in case for those of you that may not know, remember we're going live here on Facebook Live and YouTube Live, but also later on we're going to be showcasing the recording that goes to 15 different platforms. So that's Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Pandora, iHeartRadio, and all the top radio station places as well. So today, let's just go ahead and get started. I don't have any great things to say about my business, but it's been a fantastic week. I'm really proud of all my clients. They're doing extraordinary. They're killing it with their work. So definitely you're going to hear more about my clients coming up in the next couple of weeks, and I'm going to showcase some work as well. So let's get started. And welcome back with your Business Reality with CB. So today I want to introduce somebody that's really, really dear to my heart. She's an incredible woman. Her name is Ntsiki Ncoco, and she's the founder and chairperson of Power to the Lead with Integrity Incorporation and Foundation, leadership training and advancement facilitator, trainer, coach, and a mentor. She's also a business conference speaker, an MC, international motivational teacher, podcast guest, and Masterclass facilitator. She is also a board director, training women for board, directorship, executive placements, and global leadership with World Women Conference and Awards nominees. Nominated as one of the South African most inspirational women in Volume 2 of Women in Leadership book by African Innovation in South Africa. And profiled in the book of Women's Excel by Women's Excel Foundation in Harare, Zimbabwe, business connector and chairperson of SEO Club's Worldwide South Africa chapter. So thank you, Ntsiki, for being here today. You are just an incredible woman that genuinely cares for her community and for the young generations that are coming our way. So thank you so much for being here all the way from South Africa. How are you doing today?
Thank you so much, Crystal. Thank you for having me. I am so, excited to be on your podcast, and thank you for this wonderful opportunity. Yes, my name is Ntsiki Ncoco, and from South Africa. Thank you so much. South Africa is great. The weather is crazy, changing every day. I guess we're getting into winter from where I am right now. We had a storm that I've never heard of before, I think in 3 days' time, but all is well. All is well. The weather is good. We are in peace.
Yes, well, one day I'm going to be able to go visit you and the girls of World Women Conference of Awards of South Africa soon, hopefully. I'm hoping COVID goes away soon. But you're a leader in your community. You do a lot of leadership, mentorship, and guidance and so forth, and you're known for that. So when you say you lead with integrity, what does it mean?
It simply means we lead the right way. And it simply, living from the values, the culture, the traditions of doing things the right way. That's just the character. A character can lead in a very, a good way for everybody on earth. So integrity is doing right even when no one can see you. That's a simple way and the simplest form. And when you lead with integrity, it means even the people that you lead are happy. Once people start mourning and groaning and complaining about a leader, surely there is something that is not being done rightfully. And a leader serves. Leading with integrity is being a servant. Servanthood is what all leaders should be. They are there to serve the people that they lead. First of all, you are chosen as a leader by the people. And now the integrity that you have to give back to the people is to respect them. Respect the people that have chosen you to be a leader. And when you lead with that integrity, the greatness of it will be when it is maintained through all levels of your life. All leaders go up the higher leader, next level of leadership. If the leaders then can maintain that integrity through it all, be there is money, there are challenges, there are problems in front of you. The important thing is to focus on doing it the right way, where you will be at peace even if you are sleeping at night. You don't have worries that tomorrow there's something that we have to cover up for. So all leaders, if they do the right things the right way at the right time for right reasons all the time, that's integrity.
And you said something very important, and you said, as leaders, you're selected, right? And so there's a
Yeah.
misconception sometimes that certain leaders think that as being a leader, that they're in charge, that they're the ones, that it's all about them. But in reality, it's all about serving the people and doing right by them at the end of the day. And so, and I love the part where you said the integrity aspect of it, because a lot of times the values and morale should be in place in leadership positions, but also everywhere in everything that we do, right? At the end of the day, we're here to serve. We're here to help. Yes, of course, we all have our own issues, like you had mentioned. There's always going to be issues, no matter what happens. But like you said, if you can go to sleep at night and be comfortable with the decisions that you have made, and you're happy with the decisions, even though, what is your thought on this? Because I think as some leaders, some of us don't really sleep because we're constantly thinking, how can we do this better? Do we create this? How can we move here? What are your thoughts of, what can you say to those leaders that are constantly worried about what's the next step? What are your thoughts on that?
My thoughts on that is simply really, for me, what helps me is the basic belief and my faith and the power I believe in. That when that power speaks in my deeper soul, in my inner being, there's peace. My yardstick is peace. Once that spirit speaks to me, when the spirit speaks to me of truth, it tells the direction that I'm taking. That's why every morning when I wake up, I pray for that spirit to guide me. If everybody,
Uh-oh. Think we lost her. Okay. In the meantime, we have a couple comments here. Ntsiki. In the meantime, we're going to have Jolanda Mabutu. She's also from South Africa. She's one of the leaders of World Women Conference and Awards. And she says, I'm watching from South Africa. So thank you, Jolanda, for being here today. Amber Alliance is also part of the youth organization for World Women Conference Awards. She says, greeting queen, sisters, congratulations, Smooshy. She also said, that's integrity, right? Another thing Jolanda said, as we get Ntsiki back up, Ms. Ntsiki David, the leader with integrity, which is 100%, right. Jolanda said, we would love to have you in South Africa. Oh, thank you, Jolanda. I would love to have, just to go. I know it's beautiful. And all the women that I've met from over there, you guys are all so wonderful with real integrity, real respect, and genuinely, but also powerful. And I love everything that you guys represent over there. And then Jolanda also said, during the ERA, we needed servant leaders who are able to serve their people with authentic and empathetic hearts. And absolutely, that's everywhere, to be honest. A lot of the problems that we're facing here is in everywhere is, people are wanting the power. That's not a real leader. If you are trying to just get power and all of the time and not really be there for the community and for the people, that's going to be a little bit harder, and it's not. And then obviously we're facing all the issues that we're facing now. And then Angie Davila, so my number one fan, she said, "Congratulations for this important interview, because that's what we need in this world: integrity, specifically, especially, excuse me, in Mexico. So thank you so much for this interview, Crystal. I wish she could give a conference to our president." Oh, that's so beautiful. Thank you, Angie. I think there's just so many thoughts about, moving forward. And I had previously said, one of the things that I have learned along the way was servant leadership, and it's basically, how can I serve you as a community? How can I serve, my clients well? How can I serve people in the organization well? How can I serve my neighbor well? How can I serve my family well? It comes down to, at the end of the day, that it's not about just your clients or organization. It's about the people that you surround yourself with, right? If you're constantly with the idea that you're going to be morale and value with a lot of integrity, then yes. I actually will give you guys an example. I'm married. Many of you guys, they might be shocked, but my husband one time left one of his job because the loss of integrity, and they were doing a lot of unethical things. And so being able to move away, it served him good money, but at the end of the day, is it going to take your soul, right? We're at a point in our life that we have to decide the decisions that we make along the way. Is it going to really affect us in a way that we're going to forgive about our morals and the type of person that we were, and so forth? And so I just want to commend all of you guys that are out there who are constantly doing what you can. And I know that leading with integrity is not the easiest thing to do. It's hard in the way that it requires a lot, because not everybody around you may have integrity. But then it's up to you as a person personally to say, no, I'm gonna do this right, or I may not, and find a common ground with the person, right? You may not be 100% leading that person, but you may have an effect. And sometimes when people see our actions, rather than telling them, okay, this is the way, this is what you do, sometimes it definitely comes along the way. So I believe Miss Ntsiki's back, so I'm really, really excited. Hopefully. Oh, no, she's not. Anyway, so we will be moving forward soon with her, hopefully coming in. So, and then that's one of the things about doing lives, right? We will have along the way some technical difficulties, but at the end of the day, she said a lot of important things that we should definitely be able to take with us. And Jolanda also said, we have to also put our personal values as well, because leading with integrity speaks to your values and beliefs. 100%. And you know what, Jolanda? It's interesting, because there are people that put their personal values way too much and cannot even work with somebody else because of the personal values, right? And so being able to find that common ground with saying, yes, I will not sell my soul for whatever X amount of money, right? But at the end of the day, or whatever favor you need to do for whatever person, but at the end of the day, it's okay to, in my opinion, to have your line, right? You need to have a line of what you are capable of doing and what you shouldn't be doing, because then, like Ntsiki said, yeah, as long as you can sleep at night, at the end of the day, that shows the type of person that you are. And at the end, and she also said, as a leader, you need to be able to stand for something. Otherwise, if not, you will fall everything. Yeah, everything will fail. And at the end of the day, if we live in the life that we're kind of in the middle all the time, and not choosing what we stand for, like for example, Jolanda, you really are a woman in energy, right? And you're also in South Africa, and you are in science, and you're leading constantly. But one of the things that I love about Jolanda, now that we are here, because we're going to be interviewing her one of these days for sure, one thing I love about Jolanda is she is straight to the point, what we need to do, etc. But she's a fair leader, and you don't see that a lot out there in these days. And when I say it's a fair leader, I mean She's constantly there for the ladies. She's constantly there for her team. She wants them to succeed. You can totally tell. She constantly is there for them so that they can support them. And same with Ntsiki. Ntsiki is one of those leaders that people follow her because she's also a fair leader. They know exactly what they want, what their values, what their integrity and character is. So once you have figured out yourself and the type of person and the type of leadership that you want to hold in place, being able to have the integrity and being able to find that common ground becomes a little bit easier as you progress in time and moving forward. And Amber said, leading without integrity is a dangerous thing. Check your motives. Yeah, and I think one of the things, Amber, I don't know if you agree with me, but one of the things that I see is, for example, people don't know what they believe in anymore. I think they've been so conditioned to thinking that this is the right way to lead because that's how they were taught, and they could have been taught by a bad leader, right? I'll give you guys a perfect example. Many years back, I can't say when I was younger because it was kind of, couple of years back, I was working for Victoria's Secret, the store, and I loved working there. Again, working with with incredible women, and we had a leader, and not the best integrity leader, by the way. She was a little sketchy in so many different levels. And my team members at the time, I was a supervisor, they would come to me and they would tell me, well, Crystal, we obviously have to follow her because she's our boss, but we don't always believe in in the way she's teaching us, right? I don't think that's the correct manner. So I would go in and I said, okay, at the end of the day, she's the boss, right? I will make sure to say something to our bosses about what is happening. But at the end of the day, you kind of have to follow what she says, right? Because at the end of the day, that's their manager. So what I did say is, be aware of what she's doing, but do not copy what she is doing, right? Learn that in that leadership, learn that what's the correct, the good, and the bad way of leading somebody. Meaning, if you are not 100% aligned with that person and what they're doing, then your motivation is to do the total opposite of what that person is doing and learn the right way. So eventually they would come to me and then I would teach them the way, and then eventually the manager wasn't there because, like Amber was saying, that the integrity was just not there, and it was pretty noticeable. So at the end of the day, people notice. And we also have Cheryl Peterman here. So important to be in alignment with your values, leading with love. So many of you guys know that in the past I've had a pretty bad accident. I was in coma for a couple months. I almost didn't make it. And when I woke up from that coma, for me, it was like I woke up with a fire, right? A fire to live, a fire to make a difference. So when I woke up, basically what Cheryl was saying here, leading with love, is exactly what I do on a daily basis. I'm involved in things that I love to do. I help people genuinely, coming from the heart. I don't expect anything in return, to be honest. I'm one of those people that I have learned along the way. And it took a little bit of a harsh way to have a heart accident for me to realize that was what I wanted. That's what I should have done from the beginning. But a lot of times we fall into this area that we don't even know where we're going, right? And then life directs you into the direction that you should be heading. And that's exactly what happened to me. And so when it came to thinking, what kind of person am I? How do I want to lead? Why am I doing what am I doing? Right? What's the purpose behind everything? What does it have a true meaning, like a true purpose of why I should be doing this? And do I really feel that I should be doing this? Does it come from the heart? So one of the things that when I married my husband, I asked him, well, what is the number one thing that in your opinion you thought about me when I married you? And he said, you have one of the biggest hearts that I know. And for me, that's when I realized, wait a minute. Okay. I can do this. And it took a moment and it took a couple years for me to figure that out. But when you do things with integrity and love and caring, other people will come and support you. Like, look at this panel of people right now that are messaging right now at the moment. Like, I love you all for being here today. Hopefully Ntsiki could come back soon. But if not, I just want to tell you that I really appreciate every single one of you. I know you are all working so hard to make a better life, to have better opportunities for your countries, for the world that we're in, right? For better generations to come and so forth. And so I really, really commend you and really respect every single one of you. And Jolanda said, "Oh, you have an amazing and inspiring story, Crystal Bulk. Thank you so much, Jolanda. That means a lot to me. But, at the same time, for me, that was the fire. That was the fuel to go out and do and make changes. And because I do think that, I keep hearing that, in certain countries, certain changes, especially with women's rights and empowering and so forth, takes a little bit longer than others, which is true due to the culture and different regulations and different kind of ideas, etc. But I do believe that if we all align together and we lead with example and integrity and values, and we leave that behind to our children and then their children and so forth, I think that the gap can become sooner than what people are expecting. I keep hearing that it's going to be for women to be more and more like inequality and so forth. It's going to take like at least 50 to 100 more years. And I don't have that kind of time. Yes, I'm young, but I want to see it. I want to be able to leave a legacy behind for our children, the equality, the connection that, yes, there's things that boys can do that the girls can do as well. And I do believe that it is coming way sooner than we think or anticipate, just because of not only because of our organization that we're part of, but also of all the women that are seeing involved and they leading by the heart, and they're generally not stopping until we finally find a solution to this problem. And I think that together, to be honest, ladies, we're leading together is the most powerful thing that we can leave behind to our children and to our, coming generations of women. And I think, honestly, and when it comes to the leading aspect of it, I think that there's more women that are educating themselves. There are more women that are constantly working together. They're not fighting. They're working together for the common goal, right? And so I generally think that this is going to come sooner than later. And when it does, I will be celebrating with all of you. So I appreciate you guys all being here today. I don't think Ntsiki is going to come back. So we're going to have to do another interview with Ntsiki and share it with all of you, because we definitely want to hear her story and her inspiration. And she's an incredible, incredible woman. And I appreciate all my viewers that are listening in right now. I will see you all next week. We're going to go ahead and stop ending this for a second. But if you, the little that you found out about Ntsiki, please follow her. She has a LinkedIn. She has a Facebook. Just follow her. She's a very respected woman. She's very classy. She does everything with the heart. She's a true leader in South Africa, especially with the younger crowd. She's a mentor. She's a teacher. I'm in like total awe with her, because she is a true woman that's good and she's changing the world. And so I'm truly proud to get to know her. So you need to know her as well. Follow her. I know we have bad reception at the moment, but it's okay. You can see her LinkedIn. You can see her Facebook. You can see her work. You can see what she's doing and talk to her. Don't just add her and be friends. Message her. Get to know her, because she is worth getting known to. So everybody, God bless. I will see you all next week with another interview. I love you all. Take care. And please stay safe and start the week very strong. We're not ending April in a sad note. We're ending April in a very good note. So God bless and take care, everybody.